What's going on today, everybody? We're back in the fish room, and on today's video, we gotta make some lids for all of these bad boys. These ones are getting a little flimsy, to be honest, so we're just gonna redo them all, DIY style, if you will. We're not buying the glass lids. They're too expensive. They break. I've had multiple of them break in that 125 Piranha tank because the piranhas shoot up and slam them. And then they fall and they break on the bottom of the tank. So, what we have here, polycarbonate greenhouse material. Now, if you guys are beginner fish keepers, you probably never heard of this. If you are not a beginner, advanced, if you will, you've probably heard about this stuff. Excellent lid material. Holds in the heat because obviously it's for greenhouses. So it's going to hold in the heat really well as let light in. Obviously, it's a greenhouse material. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I measure it all up, get it all cut. You can either cut it with a knife, you can either cut it with a circular saw, which is what we're going to do today. I'll show you how to do it with a knife as well. Knife's just a little trickier, but it can be done. So, let's get to measuring, let's get to cutting, let's see what happens. So, we're trying to do a lid video, right? And I just so happened, me and Jake are talking, I just so happened to look at our jewel cichlids here. Come take a closer look at this, will we? Shall we? Come look at this. I thought it was just like a little worm in there. No, you'd be wrong. We have baby jewel cichlids. That was relatively unexpected. I know they do breed extremely well, but I cannot, that wasn't part of the video. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. If they had to have just popped out 20 minutes ago. They're so tiny. That's impressive. Like, look at them all. That is impressive. Like, they are minuscule. So yeah, we got that going for us. So we have jewel cichlids bred. I had the yellowtail ACI bred. Anyway, let's get back to cutting the lids. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Let's get back to the lids. All right, first things first, we gotta measure the top side of our tank. Now what you wanna do is there's a little lip on the inside of your tank. Obviously all tanks have a lip, for the most part, on them. You're gonna measure from the inside of one side to the inside of the other side, but I gotta do that while trying to get underneath these pieces of wood. So we measure inside to inside, as straight as you can. We're getting 35 inches on the dot. Remember that, 35 inches, remember that. Now, measure the other way, the same exact way, measure it. We got 17 and 3/16. Now that's snug, but we want to come off at least a 16th. So we're looking at 17 and an eighth. It's quick math, I know. 17 and an eighth, and we were, what would they hit? 53? Mother. You guys remember? Because I don't.
35.
Is it really? It's 35. Why? 53. It's a dyslexic thing. Yep, 35. You're right. You're right. Gotta write it down. Can't forget. 35. Now, most of your 40-gallon breeders are gonna be that. Some are not. So measure every single one. Trust me. Unless you buy the same type of 40-gallon, like the Aquion or the Marineland one. There's more. But yeah, make sure all the lid, that measurement, or else when you're cutting your lids, it's probably not gonna fit, right? Right. Now, we're gonna come along over here, get our stuff measured out. honestly, it doesn't matter which way you cut it. If you want it long ways this way or long ways this way, the grooves, it doesn't really matter that I've noticed. Put it down in the comments if you think there's a correct way to do it. So yeah, we're gonna get it all measured up, get it cut with a knife first, and then I'll show you how easy it is when you're using a circular saw. So let's measure and let's cut. Okay, we got our rectangle drawn for our lid. Now, a fresh blade, if you will. You're gonna wanna cut along the line. Seems pretty easy, right? Until it's not. So, go nice and slow. It cuts fairly easy. Let me show you. Now, cutting across the ribs, it's gonna be a little harder. Cutting along the rib, like butter, trust. So yeah, what you could do is you could clamp your straight edge down and just follow your straight edge. I don't love that though, because like me, what I'll do is I'll be going fast and I'll be doing good, and then I'll sink right into my finger. Do what you want. I go no straight edge. And now what I do is you just follow the line. Once you get down in there, it cuts fairly easy, and then you just walk it back and forth, back and forth. Don't try and like score. You could try and score it, but it takes too long. What I like to do is just walk it. Just walk that blade. And that way you could keep it right on that line that you created. You're just gonna keep walking it. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but we're gonna get it done. Okay, we got the rib part done. Not great. Forearm pump. It's real. So, cutting along the rib, way easier. All you're gonna do is start it. Slide right on down. This is where it can get a little squirrely too. So just be careful. Wear gloves or something. Trust. See? Like butter. I did that, no time lapse needed. God, forearm pump is real though. So yeah, and now you're gonna wanna pull this film off, obviously. This is probably the hardest part right here, is getting this film off. Ooh. Oh. It was nice, I'm over it. You got yourself a nice, sturdy lid. Now, will it fit? Probably not. You know, in my luck, I cut it too long. But you want to cut it too long rather than too short. Too short, junk. Too long, trim. All right, scale of 1 to 10. This is gonna fit. I'm thinking about a 3. If this fits first try, I'll be astonished. See, I knew it. Okay, so we're good. Left to right is honestly money. We're just a skosh long here, which really isn't a bad thing. We're not a skosh long. Look, you guys see back in there? Look at this. Look at this little guy right here. That little guy is stopping us. We're gonna do a little notch. We're gonna be good to go. This thing's gonna fit money. Do a little notch. Don't cut yourself. Little notch. Nothing too crazy, just enough. Look at that. Notched. I bet you this is gonna fit gloriously. I don't know what's going on. Something like this would never happen to me. For it to fit this well, doesn't seem right. Oh, that light is hot. Yeah, see, that's what I figured, honestly. It's like I've done. Now, relax. This won't happen again, I promise. It'll be a pain the rest of the way. So yeah, we're gonna do that about 17 more times, and we'll get back to you what else you can use this stuff for. Now, the second type that we can do is, instead of a utility knife, this circular saw, or like a jigsaw would probably work too. It probably wouldn't fling as much stuff. So you're just gonna follow the line, but you're either gonna need safety glasses or safety squints, either or. I recommend safety glasses, me, personally, safety squints. And it's gonna be loud, so ear protection, maybe. So yeah, just follow the line. It's way quicker. Be careful. And then follow up with a razor blade on the easy side, and you're good to go. Easy money. All right, and now I'm not gonna bore you with cutting the rest of the 5 other lids that we gotta cut. Now, what else you can do with this stuff is dividers. So what I wanna do with some of these 125s is divide them up into probably 4 sections. So as of right now, this tank right here has baby yellowtail ACI, probably about 10 to 11 of them that are from my adult yellowtail ACI down on the bottom. There's no lights yet. They got delayed. They should be here Thursday though, so you guys can actually see. But we're gonna use our excess piece as a divider to divide this tank up. You can buy dividers online. Why not use the excess material we got? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure the width. Obviously, cut the width. I'm gonna cut it a skosh bigger than the width. So when you put it down in there and then straighten it out, it's nice snug to the sidewalls. But what we'll have to do with this is we'll cut it and then we'll just stack it right on top of another one. It should fit like a Lego, if you will. So we'll get that measured up and we'll show you exactly what it's looking like. So now when you're measuring, also measure your height, which I did not do until after the fact. So, all we're gonna do, put her on down in there. You can kind of see the baby swimming around right now. Let me tell you, some of them are minuscule, while others, not quite minuscule. So we're gonna softly push the babies over. Let me tell you what. Oh, there's a baby right there. Where would you come from, buddy? It wasn't quite what I needed. We don't need it this snug, but you get the idea. It's gonna look a little something like that. And then the second one, we'll just close the gap. Like so. Capiche? Capiche? So yeah, then we'll have different sections within each one. Obviously, that's too bowed because I didn't measure quite enough. I need to cut a little more off, but again, have a little extra so you can actually cut off. If you cut it too short, you're kind of SOL. So, now, what I'm thinking with breeding, obviously I'm going breed mode here right now. So I've bred the yellowtail ACI, obviously. I bred the Julii Cories, which you guys saw earlier, which, news to me. And then I plan on breeding my albino peacocks. I put those inside because for some reason that tank does really well for breeding. I don't know why, but it does well. So what I'm gonna do is divide this into 4 sections and have different types of babies in each section. And then what we'll do is these yellowtail ACI, they'll go back in a 40-gallon breeder to breed. We'll just take a pair. The other ones that I grew up, those will get shipped off to the fish swap. Anybody wants to buy them, they can buy them. So yeah, that's my rotation and what I'm thinking. There will be lights put on the tanks. It's coming. It just hasn't, it's delayed. Yeah. This is looking real minty now. Oscars are doing well. Technically, what we could do right now, I think we should move our iridescence in. I tried it the one time. The water was a little cold. It's been, man, close to a week now. No, not quite. But we're going to catch these guys out and see how they do in the tank. Oh, imagine. You silly boy. All right, again, water temp should be equal. Definitely should be now. No, man, you guys cannot eat him. It's your long-lost friend. You know him. We'll let those guys cruise around in there. Come here, buddy. Oh, look at him. Hey, can you stop? Silly boy. All right, let's get you in. Bloop. There she goes. Let's see if they do well in there. I think they should. The temp should definitely be warm enough now. I mean, they should be good to go now. How are they doing in here? They're just ripping. Yeah, just ripping. Look at it. They're so excited. They got all this room for activities. Yeah, they should be plenty warm now. Look at them. Hey! Holy! Be nice, you little prick. Oh my God. All right, we're gonna feed the tank quick. What in the world? Says crushed his head. You sick freaks. Jesus. Yeah. Hey. God. What sick animals. They haven't been in there for 3 days without them and they just turn into that? What the heck? Well, that was unexpected. Now that they're fed, hopefully they don't attack their tank mates. What? It's been, okay, it's probably been like 4 days. Like, come on, get it together. Really? He about crushed his head. Good thing he ain't strong enough to crush his head. Goodness. Oh my, okay, I did, well, note to self, feed the fish before you add fish to it. I didn't expect them to do that. That was insane. That was too far. They didn't mean to do that. That was a lack of judgment. That was an impulse, you know. He's fine. I'm still surprised these jewel cichlids bred. Like those guys are teeny tiny. That's impressive. And then also, I put a heater in with our platies, our variegated platies. I put a heater in there to get that temp up a little bit so we could hopefully have some babies in here. I also bought a whole bunch of Bucephalandra. We're going to scape up some tanks with that gorgeous stuff. But again, I just tossed it in here because this tank seems to be doing very well, other than the hair algae. Probably because of lack of plants really in here in the first place, so like something had to grow, yada, yada, yada. So yeah. Possibly some Cory breeding as well. I want to amp up my pleco breeding. My bristlenose plecos, I had like 11 or 12 breed babies in the tank inside. And every single one of them except one got eaten by our yellowtail ACI. So now they're down in here by themselves now, since we moved our iridescent sharks. We got them down in there. And the male, they breed well. So hopefully they do good in here. I plan on getting some plecos, probably some Tiger King plecos at the fish swap. Also, you know what? I might dabble in some green phantom plecos as well. Supposedly those are decently easy to breed, except for the fact blue phantoms for some reason don't breed great. But greens supposedly do. We're gonna give it a shot. So yeah, that's the DIY tank lid plus breeding video. If you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe. What else should we breed in the fish room? I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.